If you could just go back in time 2 years, knowing what you know now, literally just part of this podcast is it's also a time machine. So you go back 2 years. So you go back 2 years on that day one. Are there any things that spring to mind that you would do immediately, you'd change and do different?
Maybe make the right hires sometimes. I think having a clear process of hiring, I think when hiring people and taking them through the training and these sort of things, and it doesn't work out for everyone, but it does take up time, which we could have spent elsewhere. So I think now something that we have been implementing is having a clear hiring process of hiring. Yes, some of it needs to be based upon, could I work with this person? Mm-hmm. But I think there needs to be clear factors in place, taking the emotion out of it, that needs to come in place when hiring.
So almost like from day one, this is our hiring policy.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because it always seems the area that you specialise in tends to be almost still the area that's hardest. We say a plumber's house has always got a leak in it, So recruiting good consultants is still as hard as it's traditionally always been.
I think the model of hiring that I've experienced before is a lot more of the traditional approach, where you have a training academy where a company will bring in. Even when I joined my first company, I think I was part of 8 people who came in at the same time. Go through the 2 weeks of training academy, and then you go onto the desk and go fly now, sort of thing. And I think when that first business went under, I think there was probably like two or three of us who left out that group. So that model has worked for companies. My approach was more, let's hire in 1s and 2s, and let's have some real hands-on training with them. And I think that's our model moving forward, because I think it's also firstly making the right hires, but then also not losing the quality that we do have as a business, because sometimes I could, as we've seen in the industry, you do have some recruiters who do tarnish other good recruiters' names because they're not providing a good service, they're not giving feedback, they don't know anything about the industry. So making sure that anyone coming into our business is trained at the highest quality, so that our quality stays at that same bar, so our bar it stays at the same level.